message to my to the people on Twitter. Please watch on you. Please watch on YouTube. Man, yo, it was like bumping, man. Got a lot of stuff to follow up with. So, for the lack of content that you guys might have got last week, you got plenty of it now. So you've got don't ask me about my fucking opinion on the FSU settlement. Go watch my opinion on the FSU settlement. What else did I do? Oh, we talked about draft stuff. I'm gonna try to get my guy on more often. Go follow at MathBomb. That's the RAS score. So we had a really, really good show breaking down RAS scores, what it actually means. If you got a bad RAS score, does that mean you stink in life? Some do, some don't. We got a ton of stuff to kind of break down. We actually go through individual players, but for those of you who don't know what you just gotten yourself into, this is I'm at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S, part of Den Media Group. It's presented by alphacliniconline.com. Alphacliniconline.com is the go-to website to get your health healthy. Right now, I already know you. You done broke the damn resolutions. You're not doing anything. So like right now, we need you to get back into tune. Let's get some motivation. Get your blood panel checked. Let's see where your levels are. It's not just about your cholesterol, your blood sugar. Those things all need to be checked. But let's see where your testosterone is. And if you're a man, you want to have a good amount of testosterone. That lets you be able to have the weight loss that you need. But what we don't want to have a lot of is estrogen. That means you got that bitch in you. We got to get that bitch about you. Let Alpha Clinic get that in you. Now, ladies, if you're feeling dry, you have a sandpaper vagina, we don't want that for you. We don't want that in your life. That's hindering your dating life. Let's get you over to Alpha Clinic. Let's get you feeling like that woman that you need to be. I'll tell you this. If for nothing else, if you can feel 10 years younger, it did its job. And that's the goal right now for this year, is to not feel like we're 18. None of us need to be 18 again. We were stupid. What we need to do, though, is if we can feel 10 years younger, go out here, attack the world aggressively, be less stressed, it will help. And plus, you might need to start working out again because the world's coming. This might be the last season of world. The last season of the USA. I don't know what the fuck is going on. We got China out here saying, since everybody want to claim their soldiers who want to go to war, we can go. He's like, we can battle on chess, we can battle in the air, we can battle in trade wars, cyber wars, we can battle whatever you want to. And I'm like, yo, all the people they told us to not want to fight, like so much for mutual fear of destruction. Everybody's like, last thing you want is somebody to hit you with the Trick Daddy lyrics. Anybody want to motherfucking die? Come see me, T, double D. Nah, we don't want that. But all jokes aside, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We hit the algorithm is not helping right now. We hit some very, very lows on the subscriptions. Need y'all to subscribe up and do other different things. But as of right now, we're at 6,481. The minute we get to 7,000, we will give away $500 to a lucky listener of Big Games BS, as well as give away $200 to a member. If you're a member, that means right now when you type, you have a green. If you're a white, we like Elon would hate this. We do not give money to whites here. We only give money to coloreds. We literally have outside of Luke. Luke does the smart thing and he cash apps me. So I don't have to get hit with the fees. So Luke is a greenie, even if he's not up there. So those are the housekeeping things. Don't really know. Is there anything pressing that I want to talk about? Again, go like a lot of the other content. Make sure you do that. Actually, before we get into everything, Jaden has a question. Kyle, the color formerly known as Kyle, now currently named the Gingerverse, he said, thinking about applying for law school. Isn't Jaden about to go to law school? The cost makes me nervous. Was wondering what law school and if anyone knows about Purdue Global. What are your thoughts, Jaden?
Let me see the question. Yeah, it depends on which law school you go to too. Like all of them have a different like alumni network. Like some schools, like obviously like the bigger and better like T10, T15 top schools, like they're gonna have a better alumni network. So like when someone tells you like whatever law school you go to don't matter, whatever school you go to don't matter. I mean, I don't necessarily believe that because you got an alumni network at each school. But yeah, the cost is definitely a lot for the 3 years. And was wondering what law school, if anyone knows about Purdue. But it depends on like what type of law you want to pursue because different schools specialize in different things. So like obviously your top schools are going to be more well rounded. But if you want to go a little bit, I don't want to say lower, but less expensive schools, um, a lot of them are gonna have certain type of specialties and stuff like that you're gonna want to have to look for. So just hone in on like what specialty or like major, pretty much that's what it is, you want to go to and make your list from there and then look at the cost, look at all this stuff is just on their website. If you look at like University of Florida Law School admission stats, and if you go on the ABA, the American Bar Association, they have all the information for schools and stuff, so you can see how much it costs, like the GPA of the freshman class, all that stuff. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff to think about and research and stuff like that. So for sure.
I just checked out Purdue Global. It's actually a part of Purdue. So I thought it was, one of them. Purdue law is pretty damn good. So if that's the case, man, if you could do it only problem is, man, them online degrees, man, you got to watch that stuff. But law school is all about where you can get your internships, and that's about being in trying to be in the big ones. So, but the big ones cost. So I do know that much. So, but good question. Appreciate you giving that free game by Jaden. All right, so let's hit the prayer. I want my gospel music played though. We never open up with gospel. We should have did gospel music before the prayer. But can you play let's play that song that I sent you, Jay. I don't know if I sent it to the group chat, but this is how I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start greeting people on Sundays. And maybe even throughout school in general. I mean, throughout my day in general, man. It's just it's like it's this very Christ-centered song. And it just it's a good one. It's, I don't know who this person is, but I could feel the spirit. You ever like listen to something and you feel the spirit moving through the person, and their intentions are really good. But I think if everybody can sing this, some of you can only sing it in your head. You have to skip certain parts. You can't say them out loud because I don't want you in the church and you get accosted in the church. But some of y'all can really sing this with your whole chest out. And it should be pretty good. James is gonna get this up here, get it prepared. But it's when I found it, I was moved. I almost wanted to dance like David danced. Like that song when the Spirit of the Lord comes upon your heart. It's kind of up there with Fred Hammond. Yeah. Just important message for you guys going on this Fuck It Friday. Just make sure this weekend you do this.
In your life, fuck nigga. Keep God in your life, fuck nigga. Keep God in your life, fuck nigga. Come on, who God helping? Hey, God blessing all the trap niggas. They worshiping the devil. I don't really fuck with rap niggas, but keep a Mac nigga. And the Bible on the back nigga. Yeah, he praise God. But if you have to hear smack niggas, give it up to God. The answer to my problems. A list of things I need. I'm praying God to solve them. I need racks, nigga. I need stacks and I need plaques, nigga. I need everything. If you God, give me that, nigga. I ask you for money. Why you make me go broke? I my dreams. Why you make me lose hope? Only way to go is up. When you really at your low, everything right in front of you, you really just don't know. When you give it to God, learn a lesson for the test. God reveal the worst so that you can be your best. So anytime you feeling down, anytime you go to rest, say it out loud. Better say it with your chest, fuck nigga. Keep
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Hey man, what tripped me out is they used the stop. They used he said, "Hey man, it's a blessing through the test or whatever he said." Somebody, it was some good stuff in there, man. Yo,
He's been through some things.
I mean, yeah, man, just.
He wrote that in jail.
Definitely, man. Keep God in your life. Oh man, Montre. We'll get into that question though. So what we got for today's show, Jake?
All right, what's up, everybody? Friday, March 7th, here at Big Games B.S. Covered the good, bad, and the BS in sports. First off, starting off with college. Got a few FSU things to touch up on. Got some fun infographics and videos for you. Have the infographic of the most 5 stars signed since 2014. I'm going to look at some schools. Touch up on Shador and then Dan Lanning. Then we're going to transition to the NFL. The Senior Bowl, Reese Senior Bowl, shout out Mobile. The draft starts in Mobile. They announced their 2025 Hall of Fame inductees. We're going to go on the names, see some familiar faces. Then they announced their rookie and defensive rookie of the year awards for the Senior Bowl, and we got a familiar face on there. Talk about all the players who've been released from their teams and the verbiage with that. You know, we got to touch up on the Jags. Gladstone made a bunch of moves we're going to have to review on. Then we're going to have to talk about the Bengals and them not wanting to pay their players what they deserve. Deshaun restructuring his contract and a couple more players sprinkled in between there. Then we got our Big Games BS segment. A lot of the info is going to be about basketball. The basketball world has been buzzing lately. Last night, if you did not see, the Lakers had a home game, and Stephen A. Smith was sitting courtside. Him and LeBron had a couple words. Charles Barkley was talking smack to ESPN, and Draymond Green messed up bad. So first things first, no real statistical information or facts, just speculation. But James, I just wanted to hear your opinion on this type of verbiage that comes out of locker rooms, especially when there's a new player. So War Chant said, quote, on the new quarterback, Thomas Castellanos, he says he's been phenomenal since he joined the FSU program. Says Tommy expressed a goal of spending one-on-one time with everyone on the roster. Says it's a, quote, masterclass on how new players should come into a program. What do you think about these posts like this, James, especially when the players, haven't gotten a chance to prove themselves yet, and they're doing, I don't know, it seems like the necessary things to be a good quarterback on a football team, and they're getting all this praise for it.
Somebody must have talked to them, because this was not the energy last year. Like they did not, like nobody really was over. Nobody was really like overzealous about DJ. I mean, we had the hopes. Excuse me, but none of the media was just, this is like really good. This is one of them, oh my God, everything is so great and lovely over here. This makes me like question everything. It goes to Montre's question. He said, are you going to the spring practice next week for FSU 3-6 to see how them boys doing in your eyes? What day is the practice? Because I got to be in New Orleans the 14th to do the. Wait a minute, they're not starting practices. They got spring break next week. That's right? Yeah, so I'll go after. You mean the week after that? So like, not next week, the week after that. But I'll probably go check out their Saturday practice, because I gotta go home. I ain't seen. Man, dog, you ever just? Am I the only person? I'm 40. I feel really. If anybody is watching this right now and is on Facebook, can somebody please reach out to my mama and tell her I miss her? Say I miss Carm. I ain't seen that light skin, that right skin lady in a minute. I just I got to get home. So like, fuck FSU football for a second. I just need to see my mama. That's all, and my grandmama too. I need to see them two right skinned white women. They're not, my mom and them are not really white. I just call them white because they're very light skinned. But shit, she ain't seen her grandbabies. She done had the little white, but she got her little white grandchild, and she be up in Atlanta every other fucking week, living her best life. That strong ass with that strong ass big ass baby that my sister got. But now I want to go over there because I got to see it. I got a little worried. Shout out to Coda. When your quarterback is the same size as I don't really know what to say because I don't want to. It's not offensive if she's a dyke, right? She's a dyke, right? Can I say that?
I don't know if that's.
Is that the proper way to say it? Stud.
Oh, yeah.
She's a stud. Now, Coda's not a big stud. She's not like like now it's like confusing. Like, do I call my son a stud on the football field? No, I don't want him. Don't want to be known. Like, is she oh man, she's a stud. Like, is that whoa? Why are you mentioning my sexuality? I was not, ma'am. I was just trying to say you were good at basketball. And it just so happens that all the good ones gotta look like stud. Now she cannot rush the passer, but she can stop. She can definitely run press man. She's built like a DB. But she's also the same size as Thomas Castellano. So I don't know how to feel about this right now. Like, regardless of the fact that she's still a woman. So like, I don't know how to feel about my quarterback being petite. Petite males should not be playing this game. But if they're saying I trust Storms, I like Storms. If they're saying he's doing the stuff off the field, these are maybe our media is taking the Miami approach and they finally listening to me because this is what they were saying about Cameron Ward. Cameron Ward was doing all the right things and he was taking guys and they were eating steaks and shit and they were singing Kumbaya, Jesus loves me, and then they went 10-2, had the best season that they've had in damn near 30 years. So not 30, that's over. I apologize. 20, at least 20. Got to be more. You haven't been good since I was in college, so. And they are letting me know this is 25 season, so this is 20. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. When were you born? Jesus. Oh, that's crazy. You don't know a time when Miami was good. Yo, that's wild. I never thought I would meet some. I would never. No wonder there are grown-ass adults that don't know when Miami was actually good. You weren't alive. Oh, man. Time flies, man. That's wild. Isn't that wild? How I know that there's people in their spaces that are just like, yeah, we're back. No, to what? You've only known misery. Like you've never known anything good to come out of Miami since you were on the titty. That's wild. Imagine. Wow. At least my son can say he was born into a national championship. Like that was the year. That's why 2013 will forever be a great year. We won a natty that year. My son was born. Actually, in fact, like my son for the first almost 2 years of his life didn't know what it was like to lose. Like he went a year and a half without losing a football game until Oregon did it. Really, Jameis needs a statue next to Robert Bowden, right next to him, with it. Not the NFL statue. I mean, not the college statue. I want him the NFL Tampa Bay Buccaneers statue. The colors are close enough. Damn, I didn't even realize that, man. But yeah, so we need to take Miami's approach in media and just be positive for no reason. I'm not going to say anything negative. I'm also not going to say anything overly over the top until I see a couple practices. I got to see a couple practices. I will tell you the truth. When they come here to Jacksonville, I would definitely make sure I go see all of the practices here in Jacksonville. They actually want one of my guys to turn up to come back over there this weekend. Not turn up, not going to Miami. Drake. Well, Drake ended up going to Florida.
Oh, that's right.
His dad said one of the coldest lines I've ever heard in my life. I don't know. Well, never mind. I'll tell you off. I can't say it on the show. But it It was thought provoking. I can tell you that much. It has me like ready for that point in my son's life. Yeah. So, yeah. So I mean, I hope they're looking this good. I'm gonna take that as good news. Um, I mean, man, what are they doing tour of duty? Like, why would they come over this weekend? Let me ask D-Ray.
That's gonna be an interesting time in your life to have. What's it like to be a black man having all these rich white men want your son?
I don't know, man. My mom used to talk about it like I told you the story about my mama calling the coach a pedophile.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, what happens is they're so used to breaking protocol that they go overboard. Like my mom runs my house. Like you don't call and say, "Can I speak with James after 9:00 at night?" What the fuck? That's what she told us. What the fuck is wrong? Well, she didn't say what the fuck. My mom doesn't cuss, but she was like, "What's wrong with you? Like you better acknowledge me." Why is a grown man calling my house after 9 p.m. to talk to my underage son? What are you doing, sir? And I'm just like to her point, everybody everybody picks on everybody picks on black people for like crime and everything, and like they hold us accountable for that. Right? I'm not mad at people. I get it. You see a large black guy with dreads come, like it put a little fear in your heart. I ain't mad at that. But at the same time, would you be offended if every time I saw like a middle-aged white guy with an underbeard come around, if I just clench my sons a little bit tighter?
Oh my!
Is that offensive? Because I mean, we clearly see that that's typically like the person that, like, everybody wants to use statistics until it's time to use statistics. So like, my mom wasn't out of pocket, but she was out of pocket. She wasn't in pocket at the same time, if that makes any sense. Gotta be tough, man. But like, I can't wait. Like, I don't know what movie this is from, but it's like a 50 Cent thing where the guy comes to take his daughter to prom or whatever, and he says, come. It keeps popping on my timeline. I don't even. That's what that was from. Now it makes so much sense. Because I'm like, is 50 supposed to be like a good guy here? Is he supposed to be like, because like he takes the kid, he's all sharp and stuff, pushes his pocket square down. Like I don't even know what that was about. And then we walk in, and he walks into the garage, and it's just this room of just straight up goons, like the Samoan mafia was in there. And he's like, he's like 16 for 16 years I've been personally responsible for my daughter's safety, and now I have to hand that responsibility off to you, and I just need to know that you're going to be equipped to do that. And he says something like, he's like, yeah, and he's like, yes sir. He's like, just so you know, I practice this a lot so it can be really, really nice, so it can come off nice. and you got all these people staring at him menacingly. That's probably what it's going to be like for the university. Well, University of Florida won't walk through my house. I would have done that too. I'm going to tell you this. I do believe every man should have to go through that. Some aspect of that.
Yeah,
like a smaller thing, like a dad having a convo with the son. I get that. I think a lot of the problems with the world today comes from women feeling like they have to be so independent of it. And I'm not saying you shouldn't get your ass whooped, right? You should not. That nobody should ever do that. But you're getting your ass whooped because they know that the men in your life, you ain't gonna say shit to them, and they either feel like they sweet, or they feel like you just too afraid. But every man should know that there's some men that are willing to lose a little bit of lose some privileges for you. And I think when you don't have that, that's when that's just my opinion. But I'm gonna tell you this: I love my sons. You bring my sons into a room full of motherfucking goons, and I'm gonna have a room full of goons bring you into a room to tell you to never talk to my son that kind of way. And my son would tell you, it's just like I remember my high school girlfriend's dad. Like, he ain't had no goons. He was far. He motherfucker played the piano at a church, but he tried to have that convo with me or something like that. And I laughed. I was like, that's funny. He's like, yeah, you cats like you big, you know, we need to have a gun. And I said, man, if you ever pull a gun on me, your daughter will lose a. Instead of your daughter having a boyfriend, she's gonna lose a father. I was like, because the people who will come here will turn this motherfucker out. Like, so, but it's just, I think there needs to be a balance. That's all I'm saying.
I met my high school girlfriend. Dad, it was so nice and pleasant. He was a psychologist.
Oh no, he was
Yeah.
mind games.
Nah, man. I don't need you to be weird, but like I need you to like be mindful of the game. But again, when it comes to recruit my son, you know, it's gonna be some tough combos. And you know, and you can't lie to me. Like I you know, I'm gonna tell don't bullshit me and tell me my son is the second coming of Jesus. I know what my son is and what he isn't.
That'll be hard for some. I imagine some households are. What happens if they're racist? People act like that can't happen. I know black folk that don't like all white folk.
There's a kid we just recruited at Florida State who don't like white people. It's at LSU now. That shit be fake, man. Like, you know, it's like my dad say he don't like white people. Man, you go look at my dad's friend list on Facebook. Nothing but white people. You only like white people when it's convenient. Like, you know, you ain't really about that life. Like when people they have a heavy dislike because they feel that they're racist in defense of having racism imposed on them.
Yeah.
Actually, technically, you can't be racist. You're a bigot. It's a difference. But like, you can't play sports and not be around white people, man. So like, it's just, I'm sorry, they have the control and the money. Like, so like you're gonna have to eventually play around them. But like to come in my house, like Trey's probably gonna be one of those kids that wants to play football. He doesn't fucking need this shit. That's what they're scared of. That's why they're getting on Shadur and making me have to become a Shadur advocate. Because the kids that really don't need this shit are probably going to be some of the best ones in it, and you're not going to be able to manipulate them in the way that you manipulated those of us in the past, because we used the fucking system the way we needed to use the system. My son ain't planning to get out the fucking projects. That bitch is well motherfucking fed. Too well fed, if I might add. Bitch be asking for ramen. $25 ramen. Like, what the fuck they do that shit at? And this dumbass daddy be buying it for him. Like, he's getting them Brazilian steakhouse. Like, what do you wow kids with? Silver Slipper. Silver Slipper in Tallahassee. No, Silver Slipper was closed. You don't know nothing about Silver Slipper. Silver Slipper was the nice restaurant in Tallahassee. We used to kill for the Silver Slipper. I want your official visit. It was Silver Slipper, filet mignon steak, lobster tail. Like, it was like a Tuesday it's a Tuesday for my kids. Like, you can't to see Thomas Castellanos is getting these things, getting everybody riled up when he has the money, because I know he's got some paper. So hopefully things continue to progress and we get better, and that shit turns into wins.
Next, we got this video of Leonard Hamilton recapping on why he decided to retire after spending over 50 years dedicated to this game. If you guys did not know, he is retiring as the Florida State head coach for men's basketball. And this is just a little quick clip, him on the Jim Rome show.
Before we get into that, why is Jim Rome dressed like this? Like, Jim Rome, you've been doing radio, TV for 50 years, dog. We know that's like manufactured, dog. That made sure. That ain't. He went to. Did he go to? Was it India where they be going to get the hair transplants?
Turkey.
Dion?
Turkey.
Did he go to Turkey to get the Dion? I don't know. Like, be proud of it. Like, look at Milk Dud right here. Come on, dog. Who you lying to, bro? Yeah. All right, let's listen to old school Leonard Hamilton.
Leonard, it's been such an amazing career. I know you love it and have long loved it. How did you know that it was time?
But Jim, you know, when I look at what's important to be in my family, I have a granddaughter. I'm at a point where I just feel that it's best now where I am for Florida State to have a different voice. We worked really hard to build the brand of college basketball at Florida State. And for me personally, I think it's time for me to move on and do some other things. And I think it's time for Florida State maybe to have a new voice in their program. I think it's good for both of us. It comes that time, where you can say, well, this is the reason, that is the reason. For me, basically, I just feel like it's time for me, to turn it over to someone else. And I also like to spend a little more time doing some other things.
Yo, wait a minute. Okay, she's not white. All right, that's a different person.
I mean,
Okay.
Somebody after 50 years is like, duh. It's 50 years.
That man is 76 years old.
Good.
Right? I'm saying like he don't look it like he's a vampire. Like if you go look at like pictures of Leonard Hamilton throughout his life, he has looked that age his entire life, his entire adult life. Like, and none of it's old. Like, I've been doing this for like no. First and foremost, I need honesty in my interviews, and I know that's not vogue. But like, let's just be truthful. Like, bro, like you need to do something different because y'all ain't playing well. Like that's same shit happened to Bobby. Like Bobby got fired because they were being average and we wanted more. And you're below average. I mean, we only want you to be average for basketball. Like every 4 years, give us some hope. We don't ask, excuse me, we don't ask for much. We just ask you to, like every now and then, upset North Carolina. Give us a good moment where we can storm that court, win a tournament game. It's really not a lot at Florida State to be able to get what you need to get. But I get it. They say shit like we don't have the greatest facilities and things like that. Like I'm gonna be like, you got a granddaughter, brother. You're 76.
Yeah, also I'm old and tired.
You've had a granddaughter for quite some time. Like you've been old. Like 50, 60. Like what is it? How old is my grandmother was. You're supposed to be in the greats at this point. You should be on your first great granddaughter. Like, and I promise you, if your granddaughter is of a certain age, she don't want to be around your ass. She loves your money. I'm gonna give you the game. That's why Trey has learned it. Trey is starting to learn it. Wait a minute, hold on. I got my granddad that'll buy me whatever I want. He ain't gonna give me shit, but he'll give me he'll buy me whatever I want. My grandmother she's not gonna tell me no. All I gotta do is really just say hi and smile at her, and she's gonna make her world. Now, but great grandma, oh, if I say anything, great grandma, I need $500. Okay, baby, here. Grandma Isla, I need $500. What the fuck you need $500 for? Broke ass, always asking for money. That's what my grandmother would do to me. But to Trey, what you need, baby? You got good grades. You doing what you're supposed to do. Motherfuckers just be lying. But that's kind of all he can get for, man. Like, but he made the right choice. So, hey. But damn. 76 talking about I want to play with his granddaughter. Get the fuck out of here. That's really what you want to do. The crazy part is that because it was wild about Bobby, you go in the bed. Like what you want to do is what other 76-year-olds do. You want to eat dinner at 5:30. You want to be in bed by 7 p.m. The world is too crazy. I don't have to stay like this. When I get old like the world, I don't have to stay up for this shit. I can go to sleep. So just don't bother me when I'm asleep and just, let him go do his stuff, eat some pudding. And just what you gonna go do? Be a basketball analyst for the ACC? Get the fuck out of here, man! You're 76. Go sat your old ass down somewhere. But I am grateful for your service, though, sir. All right. Yeah, motherfuckers don't be wanting to sleep, man. Don't take your old ass to sleep. Ooh, rematch? Didn't we just beat them? Oh, it's Notre Dame.
So yeah, we got our matchup right here, March 7th. Our ladies going against UNC on ESPN2. Super excited for this matchup. And staying in the women's basketball world, man, a lot of our play. This is our second player who is in top 5 for a Player of the Year award. So huge shout out to our big man, Michaela Timpson. She's been named a top 5 finalist for the Katrina McLean Power Forward of the Year award. So huge shout out to her, man. Our women's team got some players who've been balling recently and just been doing their thing. So huge shout out to the women's team and hope y'all do great in this March Madness. Next, we're going to go to an interesting graphic I wanted to share with you all. So, On3 reported this, and these are the 5 stars signed in the college football era. Notice we're one of the only big 3. We're the only big 3 school to be on this list with 13. And then you see Alabama and Georgia obviously bringing home that crown with 55 and 49 5-stars signed from 2014 till now. And James, are there any schools that surprise you on this list, or are there any schools' absence that surprises you on this list?
I thought Miami would be on there. I'm shocked Oregon is as low as they are. But the biggest surprise and something that they need to do a 30 for 30 on, right? Is the fact that 2 of these schools on this list are one coach is directly responsible for that. And that's Jimbo Fisher. 13 at FSU, 23 at Texas A&M, one national championship to speak of in all of that. And that's wild. Alabama and Georgia showing why they're consistently really, really good. Ohio State giving up 22. Less 5 stars. That says a lot. Even though I don't fully believe in some 5 stars are truly 5 stars. But if the 5-star ranking was really accurate, there would not be a consistent number of 5 stars every year. I believe it should be a number that you have to hit, like a total, like a overall score, like how we just talked about the RAS score, which your raw athletic ability. But maybe there's some other qualities that we see in football, like your measurables, seeing the quality of competition, just different check marks. And then you'll see that some years you may have more, some years you'll have less. But it can't be the same number of 5 stars every year, and they continue to be good.
So are you surprised by, like you said, Miami on here, Florida as well? Even look at some of the schools like Clemson, obviously a ACC powerhouse. Texas recently getting into the ACC, Texas A&M, LSU, USC, Michigan, FSU, and Oregon. So a lot of notable football programs on here. And yeah, you obviously see the 2 top dogs in the SEC taking that crown. So next things, we got some word out of Oregon. Speaking of Oregon, and their head coach Dan Lanning. Now, if you guys did not know, Oregon and Dan Lanning have agreed to a 6-year contract averaging nearly $11 million per year. Ross Dellinger reports. The new deal increases his annual pay by $2 million and makes him a top 5 paid head coach. James, from their performance last year, having that great season, then not making it far in the playoffs, how hopeful are you with Dan Lanning in his tenure as an Oregon head coach? And do you think they could achieve more success, even get to that championship level caliber with his coaching ability and recruiting ability?
Yeah, I mean, he's a good young coach. And I think if he stays out there, they got where they needed to get to. If it wasn't for them not figuring out how to defend Jeremiah Smith this time and Chip Kelly figuring out, oh shit, I should throw the ball to Jeremiah Smith. Like the second time, like it wouldn't have been where it's at. But he's one of those guys that everybody tips a light. He's A-type personality, high energy, very well organized, good defensive mind. Once he's able to get that offense corrected, then he will be they'll be tough, and like they're gonna be good until Uncle. But then who knows? He's gonna probably bequeath them a stupid amount of money. But when Uncle Phil's gone, then that'll probably be the end of all of that. But 11 million. This is, but again, do you see why I don't give a fuck when people complain about kids?
Right.
Like I really don't get. I promise you, I don't give a fuck. Pay them less money, then we can pay the kids less money. That's an NFL. That is an NFL coaching salary. So you know what I'm paying when I'm paying an NFL coaching salary? You know what I expect? NFL results. And the only way to get NFL results is to treat your players like the NFL. So like, miss me with the what happened to the game I love. That's what happened to the game you love. Like I mean, to be honest, it's capitalism. It's America. It's like while we're like all the good, believe it or not, I know this is I'm a capitalist. But capitalism eventually will ruin everything that you love. Because it will eventually only be about the bottom line. And it always starts with the pure love of it. So only thing I ask you to do is either enjoy this fucking game for what it is or go find another fucking sport. Lacrosse is pretty fun right now. I love lacrosse. That's why I coach it. Like it's a lot of other sports you could be getting into. But guess what's going to happen to those eventually? Money.
Yeah, with his new annual salary of 11 million, you would see if he was placed as an NFL head coach, he would be the ninth ranked. He would be the tied for eighth for the highest paid NFL head coach. That is, he'd be tied with Dan Campbell from the Detroit Lions and Sean McDermott from the Buffalo Bills. But like James was saying, it is an NFL caliber type contract. Look at the names he'd be associated with on this list. John Harbaugh only makes $1 more million than him annually. Kyle Shanahan makes $3 million, and you got Sean McVay, Jim Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin, Sean Payton, and Andy Reid. So it's getting a lot of cheddar out here, especially for the college world. And like the post said, he's now a top 5 paid college head coach. So you can only imagine the other coaches, how they would fare on this NFL list as well. So
I think so he's 11. They're all right around. I don't think anybody makes more than John Harbaugh. Jim was right at like 9 to 10. I think most of them are like, it's pretty like that. But I think the most I thought, damn, he was a top 5. There's somebody making more than that. Than old boy from Oregon.
Kirby.
Damn.
Let's see. I got the list. Let me pull it
I
up.
know Ohio State's coach just resigned his too, but I thought he was at 10.
So you got Kirby Smart coming in number 1, $13.2 million annual salary. You got Ryan Day, like you recently mentioned, $12.5 million. Then you got Dabo, 11.5. Then you got Dan coming in at 4, and then our boy Sark,
They're drunk.
10.8.
Sauce. That's tough, man. Just know this, guys. You can make $10.8 million and she still won't be happy.
Yeah,
we'll do a special BS after dark. Maybe put it in a Discord or somewhere. Like I don't even know. Like I want to know how these websites like they keep you from being able to screen shit. Like if you have YouTube TV and you try to take a picture, screenshot it or record it from your phone, like it'll black it out. Yeah. Like I wonder what technology allows you to do that, because I could have a really good show where I just talk about what I want to talk about. Just the shit that I know that I wish I didn't know. But anyways, so good for them. Good for them making money, but that's where why you're the game you love is fucked up. It ain't because the little boy is getting paid $1 million. It's because that, and then all that, it kind of goes, put it like this. If a coach is making $11 million, he's putting $11 million into his staff. More than likely. So your coordinator, the quarterback's not making more than the coordinator at the big school. So just kill those fucking rumors.
I know you mentioned a little bit early in the show how you're becoming an advocate for Shador. One of his coaches has been doing the same thing. He's been doing a little bit of investigative work, if you will. So Warren Sapp, Hall of Famer, is on the Colorado football staff, and he was recently on an interview, and he was mentioning how he was trying to get that anonymous NFL QB coach that was talking about Shador, saying that he was, quote, brash and arrogant. And Sapp said, quote, I've been working for the last 48 hours to get his name. If I get his name, we're going to do a deep dive into his life. So
And then we talk,
the video right here and let us know what y'all think in the chat.
and then we talking about a quarterback coach who's not a decision maker, wants to make that call about our quarterback. Yeah. Dog, I've been working for the last 48 hours to get his name. If I get his name, oh, buddy, we're going to do a deep dive into his life. He going to wish he has never did. If you're not a decision maker, shut up. And if he doesn't understand what it is to be the baby of a family like that, he has all Bucky and Shiloh's strengths and his sister and none of their weaknesses. He's the day walker. And then we talking about a quarterback coach who's not a decision maker.
You know what? I really like the way he broke that down. I mean, it's basically what LeVar Ball said about the younger one. He said he's gonna be the better because he's the youngest got to get it out the mud, man. They get picked on, get beat up, they get a chance to watch everybody else. If they're athletic and they're gonna be tough because they had to fight for the scraps. Like, you know, but again, there's nothing wrong with Shador, like confidence. I think it's a lazy argument that people make when they try to say that kind of stuff. Now, I think Warren Sapp should, and it goes again. Warren Sapp is a perfect example of why people fear black people with fuck you money. Because Warren Sapp's got a personal life that he doesn't like, but that you should not want to be have a deep dive taken into. But the amount of fucks that he gives are zero. So he says dive into whatever you wanted. It's already out there. Yeah, I skip out on paying prostitutes. The head wasn't that good. Yeah, I owe my baby mama some money at one point. Fuck him. MFTK. But like, it's like, what do you say? It's like when somebody presents, you said, like when I used to say I make white kids fast. Oh my God, Coach James is racist. He says he makes white kids fast. I'm like, okay. You're not ashamed of that? No. Okay, what else you got? Like, was that what you were thinking? So it's kind of like hard to shame somebody who really don't give a fuck. Like I could have told you like one of my things I always joke with people about is like, yeah, I could have told you I wasn't shit. You thought who told you to think I was shit? Like, that's your fault. Now let's get back to now that we've got now. I agree with you. Now let's talk about you. I hope he finds him. I hope he finds him for the sake of journalism. Period. Like, because like it's getting ridiculous out here.
Couldn't you just put out false information to try to lower stock if you wanted to? Like, you shouldn't believe anything at this point, right?
No, I'm not believing none of that shit unless you put your name on it.
Like you were mentioning, Miles, about the media lowering draft stocks. Shador was on the Bradley Martin stream. He was saying that the media is trying to tank his draft stock, like you were previously mentioning. Quote, everybody trying to make my stock drop right now. Don't believe the media. Let us know what y'all think of this vid.
What you doing wearing that hat?
Man, I'm a Raider fan, man.
All right.
I'm praying for you, man.
You want him to go to Raiders?
I want to go to Raiders so bad. I hope the God they trade up for you.
Cool though. Everyone's excited for you though.
Like that just really sounded like, that was scary how much he sounded like his dad right there. I'll say this. Unfortunately, what's happening to him has happened to this happens to a lot more guys. So every year. So I don't like what they're doing to you, but it happens. And you know, if you go to the Raiders, boy, I hope you got a sturdy chin, because they finna you finna get your ass wham bammed. So yeah, that's all I can say about that. But the only thing I don't like is I definitely don't like the way that reporter just sprinkled in his opinion and slapped it on the GM. Because I don't believe that for 1 second. No, Josina was commenting on what somebody else said.
Right.
Me not liking Josina has nothing to do with it. I actually don't mind Josina. I just think she hits after the whistle a little bit, and maybe. I mean, how old is it? Because I'm saying this, and she might not be even be that old.
I didn't realize it was her because I was right next to her, like when she was interviewing Shador, and y'all didn't like put two and two together. I was like, oh.
I'm trying to find out. Oh, here we go. Josina Anderson Reynolds. Oh dear.
She got to be like 60.
Oh,
is she 60?
Can they hear you?
Nah, no.
Oh,
she looks like. How old is she?
47.
She's 46.
Dang. Y'all would not have guessed 47.
I was thinking I was thinking I was gonna go over 50, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Jaden said 60. Holy shit. Well, maybe she still can't trip. Oh, never mind. I was like, maybe, but I mean, she is older. She's like 6 years older than me, but like, she's a track girl. She's 6 and she's a Leo. She has looks that are really nice. Some of them, I think she's got like her smile is like this Joker like smile. That just doesn't do it for me right there. It's a little Miles.
Oh yeah.
That's just not.
You can't tell me she don't look like 50 plus right there.
and the pearls, like don't know young girls wearing. Ain't no young girls wearing pearls like that, man. But like, she had me when I first met her. She definitely, I froze up. I was definitely the Tevin Campbell song. But now just don't meet the people you like.
So was that the leaning?
Yeah, that's the one who was leaning.
Oh, okay.
That's the one. Just yeah, she just probably just gotta. I think maybe sometimes women wear them really thin, the stilettos. And you probably gotta give them like okay. So like I got a couple hundred pairs of shoes, right? So I don't ever really, even though I do find shoes that I like and I'll wear them a lot, but you gotta recycle. You gotta just cycle through them. If you wear the same shoe all the time, it's gonna start leaning, and like however your natural gait is, it's gonna operate that way. And maybe she's wearing the same stilettos too often. Maybe and then when you walk in Indy, like she's walking the same amount of like distances that we're walking in shoes. It's just ridiculous. Like I bet her. Oh, never mind.
She got 60-year-old feet. That's what you trying to say,
bro. Bro, let's just get off of this before I got to see this woman. Like at least twice a year. Like so. Yeah, I don't want new smoke. Even though I do think in that picture, she kind of looks like the female gremlin.
Oh my god, that's worse than 60.
It's just that picture. It's the lips. It's just that picture, and it's the lips. But then there's some pictures where she's just like, okay, she got a strong face. That's all good. She's a track athlete. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like what's the next thing? Where we at next? Get my foot out of my mouth.
Yeah, so we gonna transition to the NFL. We got a chance to go to the Senior Bowl, see some players rock out, and the 2025 Senior Bowl at the 2025 Senior Bowl, excuse me. But they have released their Hall of Fame class right here for this year. So this is a class of 2025 Hall of Fame for the Reese's Senior Bowl. Got some familiar names. You got head coach John Gruden. Funny guy right there. Offensive tackle Teron Armstead. Defensive tackle Geno Atkins. Then you got a center Alex Mack. Then you have cornerback one of the most deadliest quarterbacks, definitely when I was coming up, Richard Sherman. So huge shout out to all these guys getting that Hall of Fame status with the Senior Bowl, and the draft starts in Mobile. Staying with the Senior Bowl, parlaying, man, got some great news. So they announced their Rookie of the Year awards for the rookies in this NFL class, and our boy, defensive tackle Braden Fisk, took home the award. So former FSU and Western Michigan defensive tackle Braden Fisk is named the Defensive Rookie of the Year by the Reese's Senior Bowl. Fisk played in all 17 games, and he finished the season with 8.5 sacks. Man, huge shout out to Braden for getting this accomplishment from the Senior Bowl. Huge shout out to the Senior Bowl for acknowledging Braden and all the hard work he's been putting in this NFL season. And now we going to get into the nitty gritty of the NFL off season. So from this list, per Adam Schefter, these are the players informed of their release this week, and we're going to touch on some of these players as well. You got that boy DT Adams, Joey Bosa, Evan Ingram from the Jags, Tyler Lockett, Darius Slade, James Bradbury, Javon Hargrave, Gardner Minshew, former Jag, Jamal Williams, Devin Duvernay, Dramont Jones, Roy Robertson Harris, double last name James, Rayshawn Jenkins, George Fant, and Raekwon Davis.
A couple of former Jags in there.
Yep, couple of former Jags on there. So we're going to get into the nitty gritty, some of the players on this list, and let's kick it off right here. Man, first things first, let's start with the Jaguars. Gladstone has been making moves. So the Jaguars in a single day traded wide receiver Christian Kirk to a divisional op in Houston. Man,
what did we get?
We got I actually got it right here. So the Jaguars traded wide receiver Christian Kirk to the Texans for a bag of chips, a 2026 7th round pick that originally belonged to the Rams.
So we just needed really Christian wouldn't restructure his contract, and we needed to get that contract off our books. So that's good.
And then they released tight end Evan Ingram.
Damn, that hurt.
Released kick returner / punt returner Devin Duvernay, wide receiver Josh Daniels, and also starting center Mitch Morse announced his retirement. So we got the statement per Mitch Morse right here. Quote, "The things I'll remember and cherish most about my career are the relationships and bonds I created with my teammates, both on and off the field. Nothing can replace that. I will miss it dearly." He thanked his former teams, thanked his wife, Caitlin, and his children, Kennedy and Deacon. And he says he looks forward to spending more time with them as I navigate retirement. James, with all these moves that Gladstone has made, Jaguars freed up approximately $60 million in cap space. So we got some money to go after some guys, boost our roster as well. So James, from all these trade moves, from all these releases, how do you think that will impact the draft? Do you think we'll go with the wide receiver route, go with the offensive lineman route? Where do you think the Jags will choose now that we get to see more of an inside point of view from them?
I still think they're gonna try to address probably the best available player at 5. They're so high up there that it really doesn't matter. If there's a high rated tackle, they'll take it there. They won't go guard or center. If that guy is going off, and that means probably Travis or Carter have fallen into your hands. And if by some magical chance they got all 4 of those guys, then I think they'll try to go get a receiver. But I think some of the needs that they have, I mean, if they could trade back, that's what I would encourage them to do. But you never know. There's typically with a first-year coach, you want to go find guys that truly either know your system or have an idea or have a skill set that fits your system. So like with Cohen, look for the Jags, for former 49ers, former Rams, guys like that where he's had his stints in the NFL at. So guys that he knows can do what they want to do. That would be the real what I would be looking for. And what they probably should do is find a lot more role players that can that really, really, their job isn't to come job is to get paid a little bit more money, but their job is to come in and be Trevor Lawrence's sidekick, be BTJ's sidekick, whoever on the defense. But that would be my thought process when it comes to this.
Yeah, definitely a lot of moves coming from Jacksonville. Then we got a lot of other teams to discuss their moves as well. One of the more surprising ones comes from LA. Yes, I said LA. So the Chargers have released 5-time Pro Bowler Joey Bosa. And what does this do for their cap space? Per Adam Schefter, this allows $25.36 million against their cap to be relieved from this release. Now, man, I wasn't too familiar with the Chargers offseason and their cap and the organization, but just as a fan aspect, this was surprising to me to see Joey get released like this from the Chargers. Wonder what team is going to pick him up next. James, what team do you think would Joey Bosa like to see? What team would Joey Bosa be a perfect fit on, if any, off the top of your head? And how surprising was this release by the Chargers?
I mean, just trying to get. He's getting long in the tooth now. He's been around for a while, in NFL years. But I can see him staying on the West Coast and going to hang out with his brother. Them be doing weird shit together, like that the Bosas are known for. I didn't know their cap space, but I do know they're in a perpetual state of being just good enough to be above average. Like, just think about it. The Chargers have never been able to take that next step forward. I mean, they had Phillip Rivers, then they landed into the quarterback they have now. They've had good wide receivers. They've got Derwin. They've got good secondary. They've got all these different pieces. They just can't get out of their own way. Like, just think about what Buffalo's done in a shorter amount of time. Even the Jags, like, they've done, even though Jags got good and stunk in the same amount of time. But it's just, when you're thinking about the Chargers, like, Drew Brees was there. Then they left Drew Brees to go with Phillip Rivers. Then Phillip Rivers went to Herbert, and so they've got good quarterback. They've had a solid quarterback like since forever. It just can't win. Like, I mean, Justin Herbert is. Yeah, I can see you blaming him. Like, but they treat Justin Herbert the same way the Jags fans treat Trevor Lawrence. It's never his fault. It's always somebody else's fault. And, if you say anything critical about him, oh my God, you don't know ball.
Speaking of losing and coming up short, coming out of the Bengals, Cincinnati with this one. I didn't realize how close Naptown was to Cincinnati when we were there, James. Yeah, I didn't realize how close it was. But coming out of Cincinnati, the Bengals organization, we have some news on Trey Hendrickson. So the Bengals have taken the rare step of granting all-pro defensive end Trey Hendrickson permission to seek a trade. So he was the NFL's sack leader, and he has led the NFL with 35 sacks over the last 2 seasons and finished second this past season in the Defensive Player of the Year running. Now, Cincinnati had a history not wanting to pay Justin Jefferson, then putting the franchise tag on, Jamar Chase, not wanting to pay Jamar Chase, putting the franchise tag on T. Higgins twice, and now you see this with Trey Hendrickson. So, James, what are the Cincinnati Bengals doing, and do you think they have the records, the success to be playing hardball with their good players like this, or what's going on with them?
Right now, then they're just looking to be average. Yeah, I don't think every NFL. I don't think all owners of sports franchises really want to win. I think they understand that the big win is owning people. I'm sorry, like, you guys don't like the way it sounds, but that's owning people on a. How many? Hold on. Let me. This is the thought sometimes comes into my head. How many acres is a football field? Oh, that's it. Let me see. How many acres is? Was it TIA Everbank? Or TIA Field? My bad. So that's 10 acres of land. How many acres would a plantation need to be? Okay. Damn, they don't have not enough acres. You got to have 500 to 1,000 acres. A few hundred acres is considered a plantation, but they got a grass field, some Negroes and some indentured servant whites that go out there and they perform. That's the thrill of being an NFL owner. And you see your investment exponentially increase in value over the years. Like it can become your single largest investment with very little application. Like every year there's going to be 2,000 new close to 2,000 new people who want to come into your league and wants you to pay them a service for their name, image, and likeness, and for them to go outside in the summertime and sweat, sing songs, spirituals, if you will, and overcome the next person's the next person. And it's a lot of money gets made, so it's a cash cow. It's the peculiar institution for the South. But I don't think they really want to win. And I'm just saying that to say I don't think the Bengals owner really wants to win. And I think they're just happy because they have something to do 18 Sundays out of the year. And again, you're going to get the league is designed for you to look up and get good. Like you can't be sorry for that long. So the only people who can be sorry for this long is the Jags. Then again, their owner is I don't know which one. He one of them he's an Arab, so they've been out of the game for a minute. They don't know how to do it as good as everybody else does it yet.
Coming out of Cleveland, we know Deshaun Watson had signed.
Cool. Oh shit, we were supposed to call my dog. We'll get him on later.
Deshaun Watson signed that lucrative contract earlier this season amidst the allegations, and we got some news coming out of Cleveland as well. So Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns have restructured his contract, creating nearly $36 million in cap space that can definitely get a notable player for their roster. But Cleveland has a lot of work to be done, especially with Myles Garrett. There's been a lot of banter with him wanting to seek a trade, but then the Browns coming out saying we don't want to trade our only cash cow. So I think Cleveland has a lot of things to worry about, and obviously the cap space being one of them. So glad they could figure this out as well. Next, coming out of the Commanders, re-signed a veteran on the team, re-signed linebacker Bobby Wagner to a 1-year, $9.5 million deal. He was hitting them boys during the stint this year, especially in the playoffs, and good to see Bobby got his check and was able to re-sign with the Commanders to hopefully run it back. Next, coming out of New York, Giants re-signed quarterback Tommy DeVito.
Tommy Guns.
We got a chance to see his agent. You can see right here in the we got a chance to see his agent in the Super Bowl. You can see him right up top right here. He did have the fedora on inside, so he's legit. He's thorough.
Okay. I was about to say he looked like Buddy from Leverage. But nah, yeah, we saw that Tommy Guns was at the Steinbrenner party.
Oh, I didn't remember him from there. Didn't remember seeing him from there, I should say. But yep, they re-signed their quarterback, Tommy DeVito. Then the other news we have comes from Darius Slay. Now he recently went on Emmanuel Acho and their Fox Sports show.
Fuck them.
And recently had a lot of things to say about the Eagles releasing him after the Super Bowl. So we got some video clips from that show, from the facility, of him answering a couple questions from Acho and the crew. So we're going to share this with you guys. Let us know what you think in the chat. Please let us know what you think. And yeah, get ready for our conversation.
Because that's the locker room. I'm going to talk to you real. You balled out 2 years ago. Eagles tried to give you a pay cut. You win a Super Bowl this year, the Eagles release you. Humanize it for a moment, because I think sometimes fans are just used to playing Madden, so they don't understand the human emotion behind it. How does Darius Slay, the actual human, feel about the fact that he got released after bringing the Eagles their second Super Bowl ever?
I mean, it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's the business part of it. You know, I'll never take nothing too crazy because, like I said, it's the business, what I signed up for. I know how teams want to go younger, but of course, in somewhere in my heart, like just feel as I'm like, okay, I done did a lot for this organization, but they always show love for sure. And but I don't know how to put it in like the most craziest way, but yeah, I mean, it's not no hard feeling, but I just like no, you know what I'm saying? I did help, and I don't want to talk my trash because like the 2 years out of the two out of the 5 years, we was no one pass defense, and we both went to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I'm not to say here, not to say I'm like the part of it, but it take a group effort. But you know, at that time, you know, Slay was the man for the secondary. You know what I'm saying? And we're number one pass defense 2 out of 5 since I've been there. And you know, that do contribute to the whole defense because without them I couldn't be nothing. But I dang sure, you know, help start that.
One, kudos to him and his story, right? So I say that because he went to, was it Ottawamba Community College? So he went JUCO. JUCO is Atlanta Misfit Toys, for those who don't know. Like JUCO is like the closest thing to going to prison for football. Like it's crazy. One of my teammates went to JUCO, and like Chauncey Davis, I took a French fry off his plate, and you would have thought like I committed the most. I'd say, brother, I'll go get you some more fries. We's free here now. Like we good, brother. Like you don't have to fight for your meals. Like he would eat like brother. We not like dog. It's like a whole buffet over there. Like, dude, would you like me to get you some extra food if you're afraid to ask? Like, so I don't know what happens to people at JUCO. Thank God I never went to JUCO. Then he played at Mississippi State, was selected in the second round. He's played 11 years. I hear what Fuckboy Chew is trying to say, the human element. Brother, you've played 11 years in the NFL. Like he was in 2013, 12 years. Or was it 13? No, 13 years. You were in the 2013 NFL draft. My brother in Christ, you are like you got to chill on that, dog. Like you're 34 years old. 34. Like you're not the same man that you were when you were like. There's nothing wrong with that. It happens. Like I get it's not. They're not just trying to go. Brother, if they go to get a 30-year-old, they've got exponentially younger. And you play a position where your athleticism and your speed is very, very much so necessary. And at 6'1", 190, you don't necessarily have the ability to go play safety. Like, so it's not like you've shown that you can have that. So there's a place for you in the NFL, but like at a certain point, you know it's business. So like, I hate that for you, but business is business.
Hey, all things being equal, because I want to hear it here first. The money is equal, everything is equal. Where does Darius Slay want to play next year?
Oh, the money equal and everything is equal. It's Philly for sure. You know, it could be whatever. You know what I'm saying? As long as the money nice. If anything, if Philly doing what I want to do, we in Philly again. It's my first time actually seeing the free agent market. If I ever get to it, if I don't get to it, but I never been a free agent before, so I don't even know how I really got down work, honestly.
So he got traded to Detroit from Detroit? I know he got drafted by Detroit. Curious.
Yeah, he was traded to the Eagles in March 2020.
Okay, cool. When did the Eagles win so he wasn't on the first Super Bowl with the Eagles?
No, because that was 17.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Well, damn.
And he was also in this interview with the facility. They asked him who was his top quarterbacks in the league, and he left off Jalen Hurts as being one of the elite quarterbacks in the league. Wow. Yeah, that spurred some controversy as well. He named Patrick Mahomes, obviously, Josh Allen, a couple other players as well, but did not include Jalen Hurts. And many of the Philly fans online speculated that there has been a major drop-off in cohesiveness between Slay and the Eagles from this statement. And do you think people are overreacting to him not calling Jalen Hurts one of the elite quarterbacks?
I believe they're overreacting. I mean, elite. He named what is it? Do we have the audio?
Pull it up right.
I want to hear context in it because, I mean, everybody, just because you're not the top guy doesn't mean somebody's hating on you. You know, just means you're not the top guy.
I got the clip right here. Let me share it with you all.
Because I know people have a hard time comprehending shit. So, like, you know, just I know that's not our strong suit as a society right now. Discredit his opinion? That's fucked up, right? If I just say, this guy's a nobody, he's a criminal and blah, blah, blah. He can have a very valid. That's what he just did to Darius Slay. But Darius Slay didn't say anything. See, this is where the problem with media and why we need more people checking cats. Like, which is why when we talk about LeBron, I got no problem with what LeBron did. More people need to be held accountable for their words. You just took a guy who gave 4 quarterbacks. I would say elite would be the top 5. Some will go as far to say top 10. Is Jalen Hurts a top 10 quarterback? Abso-fucking-lutely. But to say he's in the top 5, while I can value your opinion, I'm willing to go and say that your opinion isn't as consistent. And here's why I would say that. Is Trent Dilfer one of the best quarterbacks to ever live? You know what Trent Dilfer has? Is a fucking Super Bowl. Is Brad Johnson one of the best quarterbacks to ever live? Does Brad Johnson deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? And actually, if you look at Brad Johnson's year, like everybody calls him a game manager, but the year he had with the Bucs was actually really fucking impressive, especially during that time. Brad Johnson is not a guy that we would say is one of the best quarterbacks. He wasn't even top 10. Neither one of those quarterbacks were considered top 10 when they played. But your argument is because he played in 2 Super Bowls, winning 1. That's why. You wouldn't trade Jalen Hurts for Josh Allen right now.
That's why he did that tricky little thing of saying, I would take the career. He slid that in
Yeah.
real nice.
Like, I mean, it was Josh Allen. We definitely know Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson. And who was the other one? We're missing. And Joe Burrow. Like, all 3 of those guys, well, no, excuse me, 2 of those guys have played in Super Bowls. Actually, to be honest with you, holy fuck, I just thought about it. You know, the only thing, like, it's the only thing that those guys, they can't go into multiple Super Bowls. You know why? They all got to see Patrick Mahomes. That was one of the arguments of why Philly they didn't think Philly would win, because they don't have to, all the top quarterbacks play each other in the AFC. There are no other top quarterbacks. The second best quarterback right now in the NFC is a rookie. That's saying a lot about the quarterback play in the NFC. And just because you say somebody's not elite is not a knock on them. It just means he doesn't think he's elite right now. It doesn't mean he doesn't think he's good.
He literally just took the 2 Super Bowls. I'll take those. Like, yeah.
No doubt. Of course I would take the 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, but as far as which skill set, he avoided that.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a very good. So are they, for what you ask a quarterback to do, is he better at that than any of the 4 guys that he mentioned?
Right, exactly.
And I'd have to argue and say, I would argue and say no. Of the 4 quarterbacks he mentioned, is he a better runner of the ball? which is one of his strong suits. Is he a better runner of the ball than Lamar Jackson? No. Is he better than Josh Allen? Arguable, but probably no. He's probably better than Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, but their game is to run to be able to throw it, not to be able to run and get that. So, like, but again, their jobs. You talk about he's not the best running quarterback. He's not the best quarterback, which is fine. But he's on he's on the best team, and we've proven that he won the Super Bowl, best team, top 10, yes. And to be honest with you, he maybe didn't want to seem like a fucking homer. But like to the problem I have, I wouldn't have had a problem with him disagreeing with him. Where it comes in is when you make it personal. Maybe he's saying that because he just got cut. And if I backhand your ass, now I'm in the wrong because you made this personal. And that's what I don't like about the media, the way the journalism game has gotten. I don't like the way everything's not hating. Everything doesn't have to be incendiary, and that's just really where he took it to the next level. But, that is what it is. That's that guy's shtick.
So I know Around the Horn, they're done for after 23 seasons on air. So got a little video. They had a moment of appreciation during and after the show for their GOAT, Woody Page. So a little bit about Woody. Denver's own Woody Page has been on the show with his signature blackboard behind him since the start 23 years ago. And he was elected to the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame in 2024. So I'm going to play this video for you all, and it's a little sentimental, but I hope you guys enjoy if you were all fans of Around the Horn. Let me skip to the part where it gets good.
Real right here, what we're all feeling. Harry, that was beautiful. And
Thank you.
It was, of course, your heart outside of your body. And we all have that same piece of our heart. Woody, we owe our careers to you. All right? You need to hear this. I want you to hear this every day for 3 months. The show doesn't make episode 2 without you. And whatever happens the next 3 months is going to be awesome as I fix the scoring to get you to 700 wins, because that's what I'm going to do every day. You didn't win today, but we'll get you there.
Yeah, my bad.
And wherever we go, May 26th, you deserve every bit of flowers that you're going to get for the next 3 months. And what you were tweeting the last 2 days as we all came was beautiful, it was great. So Harry feels that in his bones. You just heard him say it. Justin feels that in his bones. He's going to tell you that at another FaceTime. And Frank feels that in his bones, and he's going to make a FaceTime about the Knicks, but at the very end, he'll throw in something about you. And I'm going to spend the rest of my days talking about what you mean to me and everybody. So there it is, Woodrow.
Thank you, Harry.
I appreciate you, Woody. I appreciate all you guys.
All right.
We love you, Woody.
That was another one.
Great show, everybody. Thanks, Harry. Thanks, Woody.
Tony,
Crazy, man.
you're getting him to 700. Don't leave me stuck on 39, brother.
I'm getting that. We're going to be cooking
I
books.
can't live the rest of my life.
We're going to be cooking books.
Tony, you made up a scoring system. You can certainly make up a win system.
We're going to be cooking books. We are.
That's awesome. Giving people their flowers while they can still smell them. Woody's a different guy, but he's I like him. I mean, he's not bad. I mean, it was a good show. And that's ironic because that show's been on your whole life.
I just turned 22.
That's right. That's right.
He's been wholesome and on TV for so long with I don't know any Woody scandals.
Nah, no real ones. But like, damn. So if the current trajectory goes, because I don't know if they might bring back, people like to bring nostalgia back. We could legitimately see Around the Horn go away and come back before the U. That's wild, man. That's a long time, man. It's like when they put these things into perspective, like what was going around. Remember, do you know what an iPod is? Okay, I didn't know if you I know you've had iPhones and iPads for so long. Like I don't know the last time I saw an iPod. iPods were like innovative. Yeah, like portable DVD players used to be like all the rage. Like now. Jeez, all this stuff that used to be in the U, like all these things that used to be important, like it's just aren't what they used to be anymore. Damn, that's tough. Wait a minute, really? Who owns the 7-Eleven or the Quickie Mart? They don't have a quick. Come on, dog. What do we be? What are we? Good night. Jesus, they own all of them. You know what? You know what? Own a tech company.
That's better.
Like own a call center. Like,
I was so racist. I was thinking a casino. Then I remembered
he's the wrong Indian. It's just like that's like if they go back and look at song lyrics, like girls, girls, girls. I got this Indian squaw on a day that I met her. Ask her what tribe she with, red dot or feather. she said, all you need to know is I'm not a hoe. It's next to me. You better be Chief Lots of Dough.
You can say anything in there.
God, man, it was such a great time.
I miss it so.
He said red dot or feather. Oh man. That's what I gotta ask. Well, Kai doesn't have his Kai got a little bossy little black girl that was I ain't like the way she was talking to me yesterday at bingo, but he don't have a red dot no more. I was getting excited, man. I wanted to like go to a party, an Indian party, but I'm trying to do Ramadan. So I gotta get that in my life. I gotta go RSVP for that. I want to eat. They just be feasting that night. But all right.
So to cap off the NFL segment, we got a highest paid players at each position picture right here. So we're gonna zoom in a little bit so you all can see. And this is by average annual salary. Oh my bad, y'all.
NFL music.
So we got some players. We're gonna start from the top, work our way down. Quarterback. Dak Prescott is the highest paid player at his position with an annual salary of $60 million.
Ski mask, Black Forces.
And then you got recently with Max Crosby, making him the highest paid non-QB in NFL history. He's leading the defensive ends with a $35.5 million annual salary. Then you got Jay Jettas from the Vikings, $35 million for the wide receivers. Defensive tackle Chris Jones, $31,750,000. Then you got two last names. Outside linebacker Josh Hines Allen.
Stealing, man.
The highest paid outside linebacker, $28.25 million.
Not critical enough.
I don't know, man. You got offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs, $28 million. Then you got cornerback Jalen Ramsey, $24.1 million. Yeah, Trey Smith, guard, $23.4 million. Antoine Winfield Jr. from the safeties, $21 million. Then you got running backs. Saquon obviously took home that with $20.6 million. Interior linebacker Roquan Smith, $20 million. Got a lot of Chiefs players on here, so we're gonna see how that goes in the next couple of years. Center Creed Humphrey, $18 million. For the tight ends, Travis Kelce makes the most with $17.1. Harrison Butker makes 6.4, the most for the kickers. And
when you make that kind of money, you can keep the women in the kitchen.
And Michael Dixon, the punter for the Seahawks, with $3.675 million. So these are the highest paid players at each position. Man, I'm just looking at the Chiefs. They have 5 players on here who's the highest paid in their position. So they're gonna have to do some money moves management in the next couple of years. But
Travis is probably gonna retire.
Yeah.
Before his next contract gets up or go elsewhere. very important. Like, but I don't know. Creed. Creed was. You probably don't remember this, Miles. We were the only person on. Me and Denny were the only people on 1010 that wanted to interview him. They were like trying to get player interviews for different people, and they were just having our show. And we interviewed Creed for a while. We just talked about his We talked about his name. We didn't know shit about Creed, but with a name like Creed, you gotta be decent. Damn, I'm really appalled by Josh at Hines Allen.
28.25 million a year. That's a lot.
Top 5 salary. No, not top 5 salary. The highest paid outside linebacker. Right?
Yeah, but you're right. He does have one of the top 5. Yeah, top 5 salary in the league.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
When you think of the makeup of a team, is this where you would put everything positionally as far as importance getting paid?
To be honest with you, no. I would put defensive ends affect the game more. Wide receiver, I would put less money in quarterback. I think the quarterback position is overvalued. I think if you give
Jerry
especially that's crazy to pay a guy $60 million that done nothing. Like, have they won a play? They haven't won a playoff game since before you were thought of, if I remember correctly. Tony Romo didn't win. Did Tony has Dak won a playoff game?
I'm sure he has.
I never believed in him ever.
When I watch again, ass whoopings happen, man. But like I've never thought of him ever since he got his ass whooped in Panama City Beach. Like him and his football cronies got their asses stomped. Okay, they beat Tampa.
Yeah, they beat Tampa 2023. They beat Dallas. They beat the Seahawks 2019, Lions 2015, and Philly in 2010. So they got a couple. They got 4 between 2000 and 2025. They have 4 playoff
$60 million is a lot of money for that. But knowing Jerry, I wonder how much of his measurements personally does he know about Dak, because that's the only thing that explains the $60 million. Like, clearly he likes 8.5. 8.5 is what gets him excited. Like if it was 8 and 4, 8.4, he would have been like, no, it's not enough. 8.5, woo, 8.5 inch. That's why was he comfortable enough? Now I'm curious about Jamie Foxx. Why was Jamie at the Diddy parties?
I tried to avoid that.
Like, why was he?
Of course, he was at the Diddy party.
Around you? Yeah, I don't like that at all. Like, I don't want anybody to feel that comfortable, confident to be able to tell me that, like, with their chest.
He's one of our most talented blacks. That's probably why the power thing.
Well, they cloned Jamie already, so he's gone.
I'm super surprised at the center. I thought they would be good.
Yeah, the Chiefs have a lot of money to spew out to their players. Obviously, 5 of their players are the highest paid in their position. So going to do a lot of brain power to get through this. But we're going to move on to our big Games BS segment. First things first, we coming out of New York for this one, man. So I don't know if y'all saw this, boys, but NYPD detective under fire after showing up in a rap video with a G string on.
Listen, man.
So, 7-year NYPD veteran Melissa Mercado is under fire for allegedly partaking in rapper Esquire's, quote, "Doing That" music video. Mercado is currently assigned to the Bronx Special Victims Unit. That's why she was in the video, if you know about the Bronx, and has been employed by the NYPD since 2018. So one detective said, quote, "I have no words. Quote, if she's performing for money, if she has a side gig, that job would want to know about that," a source told the New York Post. Quote, "The member would be obligated to file an off-duty employment application I would say nothing she does in the videos is the department's business. So
Facts.
if you guys have seen this, we're about to show
That's
the
it.
videos. So please let us know what you think of the video. Is it worth you got Miles standing up. Is it worth all this backlash online from the New York Police Department? Let us know.
New York undercover right here.
Ass thick. Just want to smash it quick. Let's go. Shorty love the track, but she love the pole. Make that ass clap. Make it drop and roll. Pop that pussy for me. Give me that rocky roll. She screaming, Poppy, go. I'm about to drop it low. Legs long, ass thick. Just wanna smash it quick. Hit the dash and split. Cash at me quick. Straight on some ratchet shit. She like to scratch and spit. I'll tell you about a girl named.
Song is definitely horrible.
Yeah, I think that's why she should be fired.
Yeah, that song was just.
She can't protect me, but she fine.
I mean, listen.
I don't want BBL police.
Back to Blue. What happened to Blue Lives Matter? Like, y'all always want to like tell us that we got to listen to police. Like, I mean, just saying, dog. All she's doing in this economy, you won't raise her. They're criminally. Like she could be doing a lot of other things that are bad. You know, like she could be, you know, taking drug money or something like that. But she just, if she wants to go out there, keep in shape, shake her ass, and make money, as long as she's able to write tickets and detain people, I'm cool with that. Like, I mean, I just don't understand. Like, why a lot of like she didn't wear her uniform. Actually, you ever thought about that? It brings me to the stripper question. It's just what matters to men and women. Like, she didn't even wear a cop uniform. Have you ever thought about all the male stripper stereotypes that we see? Oh, yeah. They always come dressed in a uniform. A businessman, firefighter, cop. They come with like upstanding professions. Like to uphold this woman's fantasy that I'm going to, like, some well-to-do guys is going to come and strip for me in my bum ass. Whereas men don't give a fuck about all of that. Just show us ass. Like, we don't need all of the dress up and all the other shit. Like, just, she's Puerto Rican or Spanish, something. And she got a whole wagon behind her. Even if it was I mean, I think if NYPD budget could expert, because there's some bad cops out there. I mean, there are a lot of bad cops, but there are some baddies as cops that if they would just apply this strategy to help advance their careers, they probably can get everything that they want to get from a funding perspective. So all I'm saying is there's a thing called Guns and Hoses here in Jacksonville. It's where the firefighters fight the police officers. And it's a very big fundraiser. What if, hypothetically speaking, so that we don't exclude any community or any sex, what if New York just did Guns and Hoses? So you have, for the men, you have the gun side, and that's where all the thick mama police officers, they go over there and shake their ass for the male. And then you have the hoses for the women or the community members or whatever they want. They can just go over there, and you'll be surprised at how much money they make. But was she making each cheek move independently? Okay, yeah, she's definitely. Oh man, yeah, you know she's gay, right?
No.
Yeah, Niecy Nash. She has a whole hub wife. It was disappointing. She had a daughter, so she's light dick before in her life, but like it's just I don't know. I think what happens is she's older. She don't really feel like dealing with all the other shit. And then like Ben ain't gonna put up with her shit. So she found the stud that's gonna put up with her shit for the rest of her life. Like, I mean, but then as women are finding out that women are terrible people to date anyway. Women are tired of women shit. So like, you know, but Niecy definitely got a lot of ass though. And lips. I used to like her because of her lips. I was like, she looked like her lips, unlike the lady we were talking about before, whose lips kind of curl up like this. Niecy's lips are thick all the way to the back of her ears, right to her ears. Like it's significantly. Yeah, like what was the South Park Terrence and Phillip? She when she opens her mouth, like the whole thing. Yo. Yo, that thing. Shang with the WB. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello. Like you be killing it, man. Oh man. God damn. Daily Child. Nah, but as a big Niecy Nash fan, that did hurt me when I found out that she left. She left the pool.
She can't wear no clothes with you.
It was there. She wore a potato bag. Like just like I want to see her. They could sell her uniform. The lady, this police officer, and probably make really good money for charity. I mean, that's probably now like that's. I mean, she'd make some good, decent bread with the OnlyFans. To just yeah.
I don't trust her with it.
Definitely don't. But some of these women are finding out what it's like to be local SoundCloud rappers with their OnlyFans. Only person want to see that is the dude in your DMs. Don't nobody want to pay for that shit, baby. Just you got gaslit. That's what gaslighting is what the dudes are doing to you in your DMs. Not your current boyfriend. He's not gaslighting you. The guys who are telling you that you're pretty and they want all these different things, they don't. They just they're collecting the shit like Pokemon.
They go be selling OnlyFans at barbershop.
That part. OnlyFans mixtape.
Speaking of getting paid, ESPN has got to pay Stephen A. Smith. So Stephen A. Smith is signing a new 5-year, $100+ million contract with ESPN, making more than a lot of notable players in your favorite professional sports league. Klay Thompson, Christian McCaffrey, Creed Humphrey, Harrison Butker.
Not making more. But you notice though, he has one last name, and he's not making more money than the guy with two last names, which is a travesty. Josh Hines Allen makes more money than him, so I don't like that at all. Fuck him.
But the Lakers faced off last night.
No problems.
Yep, they faced off last night at home. Ooh, jump scare. But they faced the Lakers played last night at home. Stephen A. was sitting courtside, and LeBron had some words to Stephen A. Smith. So professional lip readers, we need y'all help. This account had LeBron saying, quote, "I'm going to tell you one time, bro, keep my son out of this, bro." But let us know what y'all think he said to Stephen A. Smith. And man, it looked like he was trying to squabble up. So I'm gonna play this video and let's see what y'all think. Why is it? I guess.
I know what really happened. Stephen A. said, hey, bro, my hairline is not disappearing in the middle. It might be getting pushed back, but it's time for you to go bald, man. What would your son think about this? And that's basically coming for you one time, bro. Keep my son out of this shit. Not being a good example for your son right now. But I will say this: that look was the look of I don't know what did he say about his son. I haven't I don't know what he said. I know a lot of people are saying things about like it's nepotism and blah blah blah, and I don't really have any problem with the nepotism. Good for him. Good, bitch. If I hope to be good enough to be able to have my son get taken somewhere just because. And Bronny's been kind of like playing pretty decent when he gets out there. A lot better than what people made it seem like. They made it seem like children cry when he's out there hooping. But this, I don't really like that. He can't. I just want to know what was specifically said to make him have to do that. Because Because sometimes I think people take things away from the game. And if it's like, but I also do know this is if Braun got to be better about some of that shit. Like but if like Steven was talking reckless, I get it. But like if it's about the game, then I'm cool with it. But I don't know what Steven did, but like I know he was whatever he said, he meant that shit. And Steven didn't like try to grab him. He didn't try to like because we've seen people. That's not the first Stephen A. Smith's first rodeo. This ain't the first time somebody came up to him. And Gil and them kind of called him out because all you do is talk about LeBron. That's why there is no other face. There's other guys who are doing well that you can help make the face of the NBA, but you choose to talk about LeBron because you know it's low-hanging fruit. So maybe that was LeBron saying, like, hey, man, do your fucking job and get the fucking keep my name ain't dick, so keep it out of your mouth. And fine. I mean, I don't know. I gotta get more info.
From what I've seen online, just speculating, and just watching basketball content, I think a lot of people took heed when Stephen A. was on his own podcast. Well, that and the culmination of him going on First Take. But just about Bronny, one of the more recent videos I seen was how he said Bronny wasn't ready for the NBA yet and how he should cultivate his skills in the G League. And he did provide some stats comparing his G League stats to his NBA stats, pretty much saying how Bronny needs some time to develop in the league, to develop in the G League, I might add, to prepare him better for his NBA career. That was the most recent thing I've seen, but obviously he's been making those type of comments regarding Bronny and LeBron. We all know Bronny made it to the situation because of his dad. Like, that's not like we're not all like dumbfounded by that idea. But I think the most recent thing was Stephen A. saying how he needs to spend more time in the G League to prepare for a successful NBA career. And this occurred, like we mentioned last night. The Lakers played the Knicks at Crypto.com Arena, and Stephen A. was sitting courtside. But I think a lot of people, especially LeBron's camp, they're taking issue, especially with Stephen A. talking about Bronny, and he mentioned like Clutch Sports contacting him about him speaking on Bronny and et cetera, et cetera. So I think LeBron's just in like dad mode, and like somebody was saying, he's gonna get this criticism, so it's only gonna get worse from here. So
sometimes that does happen, like when you try to step in. You step in for your kid, you get them picked on more. Yeah. But again, I think if Stephen A. is willing to he got sunned a little bit, but you can say whatever you want to say as long as you're willing to deal with the consequences. And I think we're giving way too. As a guy in the field, I just know a lot of these motherfuckers talk very, very reckless, and I'm for it. I am all for it. I think we need a good media fight. Just need to it's almost like you saw. You know what? All the people who saying he out of pocket had no problem with Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, and he was making the joke. So so let's chill here. And personally, I love the fact that Chris Rock's brother ain't let it go. He said, I'm still gonna slap that. I'm still gonna fuck him up when I see him. Now he'll probably never be in the same room as Will Smith, but I get it. But if a parent really came up to one of these or athletes, you don't have to do it to everybody. It's Machiavellian principles. A lot of you people have never read Machiavelli the Prince. It used to be required reading. It's a very good book. Tough to read, old English. But if you can comprehend shit, you'll get good. It's kind of like, I guess today's version of it is the 48 Laws of Power or some shit like that, right? Fine. All you got to do is fuck one person up really good. And most people are going to fall in line. So just fuck them up. That's all. You excommunicado one person who everybody is trying to think is good, and then that person, then everybody else will see what your power is. That's why I always like empowering the athlete. Like, you don't have to talk to this person. I don't need you. You need me. And that's you'll start to see like all of that shit dry up. But that's what an actual boycott is, and an effective one, but nobody's gonna do it. And I'm not saying just for Stephen A. Smith in particular. It's a lot of people that need to get their asses.
I would like to see some of these superstar athletes fight. Like there's certain people like, Meta World Peace, you already know, got hands.
Oh, yeah.
But the superstar athletes like LeBron, the test tube babies, I feel like they might have been protected their whole life.
Yeah, LeBron, the pretty girl ain't got to fight.
Right.
Like I've seen it. Like I got some teammates that like never got touched because they were so good. Like if you fuck them up, like you're going to get in trouble for fucking them up. Like you will run way harder than that person, even if they started the fight. Like you just this, and that's why you just be like, keep talking shit. You got it right now. I know I can't harm you, but one day I am going to be able to harm you, and you're going to be held accountable for those words. But like media, like you're about to show, and like to be honest with you, like safest place to fight is on Radio Row. They're gonna break it up. Like tell my son, the safest place to fight is in practice. They're not gonna let you kill each other. Right. But sometimes you gotta let that off your chest, man. Like it would have been great to just see like LeBron just take that 78 million wingspan all the way from back here to the stretching back to Akron, Ohio, and just come across that chin. It would have been amazing. Or what would have been even better and what would have made Stephen A. like on Jim Rome level. Because again, remember we talked about Jim Rome. Jim Rome got his ass got accosted for saying some shit on his own show. But to Jim Rome's defense, that was back in the day when you had to like, you right up on that motherfucker. Like Jim Rome said what the fuck he said. Like when did we get into a world where like the Jordan Schultz and Shefty are the two hardest motherfuckers in media? They stood on business at Starbucks. And not a punch was thrown, but at least they was just like, hey, I said what I meant and I mean what I say. So now like Shefty got a little more street cred than me. But yeah. But what we got next? Speaking of fights.
Next thing, Charles Barkley. Yesterday, TNT was hosting the NBA games for tonight. They were the main broadcaster. So Charles Barkley was sending shots to ESPN and more specifically Kendrick Perkins, Big Perk, Stephen A. So we got a little video of Charles Barkley going off on K Perk. And I want to let y'all know what we think in the chat because, Charles does not hold his tongue for no one.
I saw a fool idiot on TV talking about the Lakers saved the NBA.
Save the NBA?
Yeah. He's an idiot and a fool, but he know he is. What's his name, Shaq?
Which one you talking about?
Kendrick Perkins. Oh, he said the Lakers. First of all, the Lakers have had a great 2 weeks. He said the Lakers saved the NBA season. That's because them fools on the other network, which we're gonna be working for next year. That's all they talk about. No problem with that. But y'all are idiots because y'all talk about the Lakers and the Warriors all the time. Because you fools on other networks, which we're going to become fools next year. We'll be working on that network.
Okay.
So after that, they had to respond to Twitter, Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. So I'm glad let's dive into that. K Perk said, hey, at NBA on TNT, might want to tell that senior citizen Charles Barkley that I'll be around. When he see an idiot or a fool in person, make sure he keep that same energy. He can come playing with me if he want to, and I'm going to address his ass like the numbers on the house. Straight from the 409 homeboy, and we bar none and fade all. Stephen A. responded as well in a more playful manner, if you will. Yo, Chuck, stop the BS with the quote, y'all. Attach a name to it. He kind of did. I know I've been talking about at Cavs being the number one threat to the Celtics. Once you come over here, there's going to be some folks waiting to call you a fool. P.S. You know I love you, though. See y'all soon. Yo, Kenny Jet Smith, workbook those free throws. Love y'all. you previously mentioned that, James, how you're expressing the same sentiments as Gilbert and Charles, that LeBron's the only thing these media companies talk about, and they don't talk about the Jason Tatums as much, Anthony Edwards, the John Morants, Jalen Browns.
John Morant is who I would love to talk about more. Like, I mean, one, he told pistols, goes to strip clubs, and he dropping points on people. Like, I love John Morant.
So do you think this is far-fetched by Charles Barkley to have this
No.
response?
I think Charles Barkley I think Charles Barkley did it in the way that only Charles Barkley can do. And to be honest with you, Charles Barkley, the only problem I have with it is Charles Barkley is becoming like my grandmother. And the reason why I say that is my grandmother been the same woman since I've been alive. That motherfucker talk shit. Don't give a fuck who it is. Ain't gonna speak her mind. The only problem is, grandma, you get a little long in the tooth. You can't move like you used to move, grandma. You gotta chill with that a little bit. You ain't the baddest bitch in the room no more. You know, so like Charles has been like on go since he was in the NBA. And I'll say this: Charles was in the NBA during the time when people have nostalgia. It was not as they weren't as good of athletes, and they weren't as fundamentally sound as they think they were, but they were very physical, and fights happened. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. Like, but as Kendrick Perkins, do we know any? Like, well, he wasn't an enforcer. I don't know what he ain't like Charles Oakley. He's just big. He's big and he's got a good beard.
But also, it's like you Cleveland is good, but your job is to make the city of Cleveland. Let's not act like the city of Cleveland is exciting. Like, it's hard.
When LeBron was on the Cleveland Cavs and they were doing the same thing.
Yeah, you needed LeBron James, one of the best, like the biggest name in sports.
But let's just put this. Here's where the real story. Here's why I didn't. I had to go get the NBA standings because I don't watch the NBA like that. So check. You know what is good for the NBA? And this isn't a falsehood. When New York and LA are good. Because those were like, that goes back to like the 80s and the 90s. I didn't realize New York was in third place in the Eastern Conference. Boston and New York being as high as they are huge for ratings going into the playoffs.
Right.
In fact, if this was the playoffs right now, Cleveland would be playing Detroit. Make sure I'm doing this right. Boston would be playing Indiana. No, the first round. Wait, everybody makes it. So then somebody. No, my bad. Cleveland would get the play-in from Miami and Atlanta. Boston would be playing Detroit and some shit like that. Bottom line is, we would have some matchups that people actually care about. In the West, I just have friends who don't like LA and LeBron. I didn't realize that LA was number 2 in the West. So they're not wrong. That is good for the NBA. But it's like, but yeah, they could probably be highlighting some of the other younger talent. And what's crazy is just do it on your platform if you don't think anybody else is doing it. And just, I don't know. But the thing is that I think if you feel a certain way, Perk, then you should, you're not gonna get any points though for knocking out an old man. But
Also, the new generation is a little different. Some of them don't want to be the face of the league. I don't know if John Morant can handle being the face of the league. I don't know if Ant-Man particularly wants to be the face of the league. Jokic, the European, the foreigner dudes don't seem to love it enough to want to be the face. Who is your face of the league then? Who wants to do that?
I think you're bringing up a very solid point, is who wants to be the face of the league. And I think they just don't care.
Yeah.
So like, oh, he's not the defensive. Like, what's funny is somebody was breaking. I think it was Isaiah Thomas was the one that was breaking it down. Like, nobody really cared about Defensive Player of the Year during the 80s and 90s. Is what something that they brought up, and they always use that as one of the Jordan talking points.
Right.
But it was never a talking point until Jordan got there. Until you had to add things to make him into while they were building. Again, you don't like, a lot of people don't like this. You were marketed to like Michael Jordan. But in order to lift him up before he had the championships, you had to give him hardware that nobody cared about. And it was true. He did earn it. He did earn it. But before, that was never a talking point. Hell, I was trying to remember which stat. Was it steals or blocks? One of those like wasn't even a stat for years. But I think the only way it works is if you bring a young guy in and you anoint him, because that's the way it's worked now. The only reason LeBron is, and this is why I always tell people, you can argue all day about his greatness. And I'm with Charles. It is a lame-ass argument. But there has never, Michael Jordan included, because Michael Jordan was not the number 1 overall pick. There has never been a player who has been anointed and lived up to the expectations that were placed on him and actually went above them like LeBron James has done. And the only way you can continue to do it is if you find somebody who's got that kind of momentum. And I don't. Oh, I see Polo Kid puts Cooper Flag. I mean, do you want to Eminem? Do you want to Eminem it? I mean, he's nice. He's good enough to be able to come in and you'll watch him. But I don't know, man. I the take is the take. But the funniest thing is there, he calls him, he called him out and says, we'll be over there next year. I don't think Charles wants to work. I think Charles is trying to get fucking fired and says if y'all, but it's just, but they would know they would lose. Inside the NBA, if it goes over to ESPN, will be what sports didn't technically ended up being, where when we don't have any news to talk about, we'll just talk about what all the other shows said and rank on them at halftime. And it will be probably the only NBA television I will watch just for them at halftime. So, all right, what else we got? I know we got to be wrapping it up soon.
Yeah, we'll finish with this video from Draymond Green. He's one of the players, NBA players, who has a podcast. I would say pretty successful podcast, pretty successful commentating career so far. And the Warriors recently, played the Knicks in the Garden, and Cat, aka Karl Anthony Towns, was not present for the game. So Draymond took to his podcast, in which he normally does, and one of his recurring guests / co-hosts is Baron Davis, former NBA point guard, BD. And Draymond joked about Cat missing a game because Jimmy Butler was in town. Jimmy Butler and Cat were former teammates on the Minnesota Timberwolves. But Karl Anthony Towns' girlfriend, Jordan Woods, actually lost a close friend to cancer. So it's just looking pretty awkward for Draymond because he's just looking like he's just being rude, man. So this is a video clip of him talking about Cat and Jimmy.
For us, and obviously they ain't had Cat. You know, some would say he didn't play because Jimmy was in the building. I don't know.
It's like that.
You know, I'll tell you what, though, I saw Cat Pops yesterday at the game, and it's always love. I got mad love for the OG. His Pops is an incredible man. But yeah, they said Cat ain't play because Jimmy came into town, and you know him and Jimmy had the infamous practice in Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
And so,
what?
Maybe that's a thing. I don't know.
That's a conspiracy theory. Says he was hurt.
I don't know what was hurt. I didn't look that deep into it to figure out like what his injury was or nothing like that, bro. You know,
shit like that be happening, bro. That's the history of the league. Yeah. Shit like that be happening. Like,
absolutely.
Okay, I'm cool.
Like I mentioned, Cats, I don't know if they're engaged, but longtime girlfriend Jordan Woods, like I previously said, her friend died of cancer. Jordan Woods posted on her Instagram not too long ago, F cancer. So, yeah, Draymond is just looking silly right now, man. That's what people are assuming. He was with his mourning girlfriend because she lost one of her, I don't know if it was a close family member, close friend to cancer, and that's why he missed the game. So,
Nah, I mean, I'm not missing because my friend is in the hospital, but like, it can be my friend. Like it's your friend. No, I'm saying no. Like if you're in the house, I'll check on you after I get off of work. Like because you got unless you don't have any family and like things of that nature. Yeah. But like, what do we like? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, the quote is "Life be lifing, man." And like, you got a lot of friends. I mean, like it's not like your mom. Like your mom's sick. Okay, maybe. No, they passed away, right? But if they died, if it was a funeral, then if it was a funeral, or even like not bad. Like if they died, and we have the means to be able to get there early, I probably would send the fam, and then I would come after I'm done with work. I don't know what it happened. Maybe this is how it happened. Like it just so happened that game coincided. I don't follow it. Only when you said Jordan Woods, I'm like, that's the bitch that used to be with the Kardashians, right? Like or something. Oh, really? Yeah, like she had to get like changed the life and did some other shit around. Like I don't like. It's just a wild thing. Like it's just again good for her. Everybody, again, I told you guys, the same chicks get all the dudes. Like it's like just they all pass around. They just pass. This I'm not. Never mind. He can't call this girl a pass around, but like especially if she pass around. What kind of cancer does your friend have? Like, is it HPV caused by HPV? I mean, was it my fault? I mean, like, what kind of? Anyways, not to get into the Draymond shit. This is why Draymond could have just left it at Cat's not playing, and maybe like let a week go by to like find out why he's not playing, or just report he's not playing and there's no good reason why. And they should talk about the game, but like he immediately went catty, and I don't like that, man. I'm so tired of the OGs trying to act like the YNs are out here doing bitch shit when, like, yeah, you went on a public and now you look and you should look foolish. And on top of that, you knew you was being a dick, and then tried to big up his pops.
I know that part was funny.
Like, nah, man. Just I'd have been like, man, listen, dog, you don't respect me, fuck you. And then like, it's just when people say they need to stay away from like, I'm starting to believe that. Maybe this is why that one basketball player said he's going to shut down his podcast. Like, if you can't handle this shit, then shut the fuck up, man. Like Draymond was just unnecessary. That's the worst type of foot in your mouth type thing. Like, I don't know what could have been worse, but like that was bad. So, Draymond, I get what you were trying to do, but we got to stop. Old head, not Pac. Jay-Z said, "Old head, stop acting brand new." Like Tupac ain't have a nose ring too. Like we got to stop over toughening how we were. Like some of us were tough. Draymond is one of them habitual line steppers, but at a certain point, though, we can always just say, "Yo, that was fucked up. I need to check him out." And Barron could have checked him too, but like, hey, I get it, but it's just like, hey, man, let's just call it what it is or whatever, and just wait till more information comes out. But when you say like you name drop, like I know the Towns. I fucks with his pops. That's my OG. Now, Karl Anthony Towns misses game because his girlfriend's friend died of cancer. Clearly, you don't know OG the way you thought you knew OG. OG would have been like, hey, man, what's going on? Hey, man, my son not going to be around. His old lady dealing with some shit. You got to be there. And we all deal with old lady shit. Yeah, man. It is what it is, though. But shit. Outside of that, damn, it is Friday. Holy shit. We went a whole week. This week, like, I feel like I was just in Indianapolis yesterday. Whole week went by very, very fast. Tons of content. Make sure you check out the reels. Make sure you check out the all of the different things that we got going on with the channel, trying to get to 7,000 subs. With the goal of getting to 10,000 my football season. If we get to 10,000 my football season, along with the other prizes, we will give away a pair of season tickets to whatever your favorite school is, as long as it's not in Hogtown. Anything else, got you. But on that note, appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. We will see you guys next time.
Thank you.